everyone, and welcome back. Today, I want to share one of the most incredible stories ever told, a story about a miracle that shows just how powerful faith and a giving heart can be. Imagine this, a huge crowd, more than 5,000 people, gathered on a hillside by a beautiful lake. They had been listening to Jesus teach all day long, captivated by his words about God's love. As the sun began to set, a problem rose. Everyone was getting really hungry, and they were far from home. Jesus' friends, the disciples, got worried. They went to Jesus and said, "It's getting late. We should send everyone away so they can find food in the nearby villages." But Jesus had a different idea. He looked at them with a calm smile and said something that must have sounded impossible. "You give them something to eat." The disciples were stunned. How could they possibly feed a crowd this massive? They checked their supplies and found almost nothing. One of them said, "All we have is 5 small loaves of bread and 2 little fish. It's just a young boy's lunch." It seemed hopeless, right? A tiny meal for a crowd the size of a small town. But this is where the magic happens. Jesus asked them to bring him the bread and fish. He held the small meal in his hands, looked up toward heaven, and gave thanks to God. Then he broke the bread and the fish and gave the pieces to his disciples to start handing out to the thousands of hungry people. And then a true miracle unfolded. As the disciples passed the food around, it just kept multiplying. There was more and more and more. The bread and fish never ran out. Every single person in that massive crowd, men, women, and children, ate until they were completely full and satisfied. But the story doesn't even end there. After everyone had finished eating, Jesus told his disciples to gather up all the leftovers so nothing would be wasted. And can you guess how much was left? They filled 12 entire baskets with the remaining pieces of bread and fish. They started with just a small lunch and ended up with more leftovers than they began with. The people were absolutely amazed. They had witnessed something truly special, a miracle that showed them the incredible power and compassion of Jesus. This story teaches us a few amazing things. First, even a small gift, when given with a generous heart, can become something huge in God's hands. That little boy who shared his lunch had no idea it would feed thousands. It also shows us that with God, nothing is impossible. What seemed like an unsolvable problem was easily handled through faith. So, when you feel like you don't have enough to make a difference, remember this story. When you share what you have and trust in God, He can do wonderful, miraculous things. Thanks for listening today. If this story inspired you, please give this video a like and subscribe for more. See you next time.